This is the main deck attached to our house. I feel like this is deja vu because I literally just did a deck backyard refresh 2 years ago on my channel, and we already decided to change things up, mostly to make things easier on us. About a month ago, Matt installed these 2 gates right here, as well as that corner area, and then another gate on the other side of our deck that was once open. And the reason that we had to do that was to kind of get some control against our 4 dogs. I wanted this area to just be kind of dog free unless we are up here with them, kind of monitoring them. Over on the bench area, you can see that we had this light gray paint on our deck, and while it was absolutely beautiful and we loved it for about the first 2 days after painting it, it was definitely not dog friendly, not kid friendly. It was just a lot of maintenance to try and get that color to look nice. So with the new gates and spindles and rails and all of this that we have out here, we did decide to change things up on the deck and just the way it looks as well. Matt has already stripped the floors here. They were that same gray, and the dirt that piled up on the floors, both from the dogs, the mud, and all of the sap from the trees that we have all surrounding our house. We decided that stripping the floorboards was best, and then we are going to stain the floors as opposed to painting them. There you can see that gray again, but what we're going to do with the rails is paint the rails and the spindles black. So I think it's going to contrast really, really nicely. And then on this corner bench here, I am going to paint the bench, but I did order some cushions that we are going to use on top. So even though I will be painting this black just to give it a really nice, bold pop of black right here, the majority of the seating part will get covered with those cushions. So so I have this little part done here. Still have to do that corner section of the spindles, rails, but I do have the corner bench done. And then here's the rest of the deck. The gates we are going to stain, again, just for contrasting purposes, just to add a little bit of character to the deck while also keeping it very obvious where the gates are. We do have 3 gates in total on this deck, so we just wanted the gates to stand out a little bit better. And then again, I think the contrast between the black and the wood just look really nice together. So here's the finished area. This has 2 layers of the black paint on it. I am really wishing that I would have just gotten the most expensive 1 coat guaranteed coverage paint, but I opted for 1 lower, and so it does need 2 coats. And if I could go back, I would have definitely gotten the 1 coat guarantee, just because going over spindles 2 times is not enjoyable. But here's how the full coverage rails look. I am obsessed. I cannot wait to stain the floors and then the handrails up there just to see the final product. But here's an area that needs to get the second coat put on. It's dried and ready to go. On camera it doesn't look too bad, but when you get up close you could definitely see a lot of streaks and just more of a transparent coverage. And then there is the remaining deck. Before I get started on the second layer of paint, I just wanted to share with you guys how 1 layer of this paint looks. There you can kind of get a better idea of just how streaky it is. So you definitely need to start out with a nice base coat. So I've been working on the staining portion of this project for a couple days now. Here you can see the before and after side by side. The stain that we picked out is just a really nice cool toned brown. It just looks like a nice like rusticy brown color. Here is the brush that I've been using. It is a 4-inch staining brush. There is the handle. I picked this up from Home Depot. And like I said, I'm nearing the end of the staining portion of this, and this brush has really held up. It's definitely starting to show a lot of like wear and tear, but for the most part it has been good. It'll definitely get me through the remaining portion of what I have to stain here. And then here is the actual stain. We went with the Bare Premium, and it's a semi-transparent waterproofing stain and sealer. So as I get close to wrapping up this project of ours, I am going to end the video here. I will share with you guys the final reveal of how this deck turned out with the stain and the black paint, how I decorated the deck, and just my overall thoughts on the change in tomorrow's videos. And I hope to see you all tomorrow. Until then, take care. Bye.